What's up guys, Philip at Trade Genius coming at you from the beautiful Davis Estates Winery, and we're going to talk about Litecoin in this video. Basically, you know, there was a lot of talk about how Litecoin development was dead, but sure enough they've dropped a new version of Litecoin. So we're going to talk about the new software update, what new features are included. Then we're going to drop some technical analysis on this and see where we're at currently as we head toward that August halving date. So we'll take a look at our critical support levels and also some resistance areas that will be likely targets. We still think we're going to see probably a decent pump over the next few weeks. So let's dive into this video and check that out.
Trade Genius.
Alright guys, Litecoin core version 0.17.1 has been released, so this should put to rest any concerns that there was a lack of development going on Litecoin. But they've been working away at it, and lots of technical issues were addressed on this upgrade. The most notable thing for me on this one is the reduction in the minimum fee that you can pay to have a transaction process. So basically they've lowered it by 10 times. So the minimum right here, fee policy changes. The default minimum transaction fee has been lowered to 0.0001. That used to be 0.001. So you can have a minimum fee payment 10 times lower than previous. So that's 0.0001 LTC per kilobyte. So moving around Litecoin had gotten a whole lot cheaper. That's the biggest improvement, I think, as far as that jumped out at me looking at these other changes. A lot of them are just, you know, technical in nature, but I think that's the biggest one I think that most people will appreciate. All right, now let's jump to the Bitcoin or the Litecoin chart. And right, what I have up here is the weekly chart. So essentially, guys, what has happened is we, made this rounded bottom and came up, broke through a lot of resistance on this big weekly bar, and then kind of sold off. A lot of times Litecoin will do that. We took profit on this big bar, but I think there's another room for moving higher, as we talked about the halvings in August. So that's going to take us right out in this area here. And I think at minimum, we see another surge. We're probably going to attack this area that I have highlighted here in turquoise. That stems off of this weekly candle back here, where we had that last bit of fighting. You also have some resistance down here at about this 112 level. But I really do think that just in the nature that Litecoin is, at minimum, I think you're probably going to see a move there. And if that level goes and this area of volume resistance gets overrun, I don't have any objection to seeing price run up to this 160, or maybe even higher level, possibly into the 170. I've heard some people talk about, making a move like what we saw here, but you have to keep in mind, this was the end of 2017, height of the bull market. Usually we don't see those types of moves, but we definitely could see some froth getting into this volume node area that came off of this area of consolidation. And that wouldn't be very surprising, but I would recommend highly, if you're riding this one, to take profits in that area, because it's just historically, guys, Bitcoin or Litecoin has a pretty high propensity of, pulling back, especially on any kind of strong move up like that, like we've seen here, right? You could have taken the profits there into that area of resistance and reloaded down here in this area of support. So for Litecoin US dollar, I think these are nice levels to be gearing up for round two, because I do think we're probably going to see another surge before August. And then as we get into August and that halving, we kind of consolidate, probably see a little bit of a pullback would be my guess, based on how we've seen other halving events go. Let's take a look at Litecoin LTC BTC, so Litecoin Bitcoin terms, and again, similar price action, right? And we some money makers sales are firing on the weekly, and that one was good for a couple week pause. That one was good for a couple week pause. This one's been good for a month pullback, but we're getting back into these levels now where I like this area for Litecoin. I think that this area here, anywhere from 12 to 0.012 to 0.013, I think is a nice sweet spot to accumulate and get ready for this next move up, because I do think that this can reach this. This is going to be this fib extension here at 0.021, but I do think that you could see it on a spike wick get up into 0.03. I do think that's possible. It's just that things get really, when Litecoin has its surges, it gets going really fast, and you just see some incredible moves. So I'd be keeping that in mind. On the weekly here, it's rolled over, but if you look at, like, say, the 3-day chart, all right, so this is a 3-day chart. You notice the stochastics are getting pretty oversold here, and we're coming right into this fib zone area. So, and price action supports this area too. Below this area here, we do have a volume void. So yes, it is possible you could see a wick down into the 0.011 area briefly. But I think that if you could pick some up in that zone, that'd probably be a real good deal. And then expecting to bounce higher here. If you look at the 3-day on the LTC USD, I like the way these stokes are setting up here, and this main trend line is starting to point back up. So if we can get a cross here and have this snap back up, that would set up really nicely, I think, for price action. And again, Litecoin, LTC, BTC has been holding up fairly well, considering how the Bitcoin dominance has really been soaking up most of these ratios. Most other altcoins are looking a lot worse off than this. So this has been holding up fairly well. As you can see, it held this level here of approximately 0.013 for a couple of 3 weeks here. Starting to lose this here as Bitcoin starts pushing into 6K. But I think, that's a big resistance area for Bitcoin up in that 6K area. So once that pulls back, you're going to see a lot of positive action here. So I think it's pretty close. We're going to see the next leg up here for Litecoin, both USD and BTC values. All right, guys, well, that's pretty much it. Just an update there on the price action, and also that Litecoin has come out with a new version. So development is looking good there, and we got lower fees. All right, guys, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Trade Genius.